Bound Boundaries aren't just about what you say. They're about what and who you choose to be when you're triggered. Because because in that moment, you're either protecting your story or you're choosing from your truth. Welcome to the Coming Home to You Sparkcast, where joy is medicine, healing is sacred, and remembrance is your superpower. This space is a sanctuary, not for perfection, but for truth. And today, we complete our April theme, boundaries as love at the soul level. Not just what you think, not just what you feel, but who you choose to be in the moment that matters most. Question for you. Have you ever noticed how fast you can leave yourself when something gets triggered? Yes, I want to take you into a real moment. That morning with my husband, he was being loving, trying to connect with me physically, emotionally. And I said yes. But inside, I was already in a story. Because right before that, he wasn't even talking to me. And I made it mean something. I made it mean something about me, about us, about the situation. And I could feel it in my body. I started to close down, constrict, pull my energy in, like my aura was shrinking into itself. And on the drive down to vacation during spring break, I went deeper into it. I went into, deeper in my head, deeper in the story, not wanting to communicate, wanting to be right, that I was wronged. And everybody could feel it. Energy doesn't lie. And that was the moment that I've chosen over and over again. And then my daughter said out loud, "See, Mom, this is why I don't like to hang out with you, because you're so negative and you're always in a bad mood." Oof. Wow, that one hit me hard. Have you ever had that moment before? Where someone reflects back something back to you that hits hard? Because there's a part of you that knows it's true. I definitely did. Because I could have gone deeper in that moment. I could have shut down and been like, yep, yep, nobody understands me. Nobody cares about my feelings. I could have defended my truth, made it about respecting me and my space, made it about me. And like I said, I could feel it in my body, that urge to contract, to run away, to protect my story, that limiting story. And I had a moment, I had a choice. So instead, I paused, took a deep breath in. I allowed myself to get back into my body. I just breathed and I shook it off. And I said, I have a choice right in this moment to be right and control the situation or to choose connection. And I let myself feel what I was feeling in that moment without it making it mean anything more than it was. And then I asked myself, what does my soul actually want right now? What is it that my soul actually wants and needs in this moment? Because when you're triggered, do you ask yourself what your story wants or what your soul wants? Because if you ask what your story wants, your story is going to want to be right, to be proven correct, be in control, say you're not safe, you're not held, supported, you're a burden, you're not enough, you're too much. That's what my story wants to be right about. That's what my story wants to control. But what my soul wants is actually much more simpler than that. My soul wants connection. It wants joy. It wants presence. It wants to be seen and expressed. I didn't want to be right. I wanted to be the mom who is present, the mom who is fun, who is joyful, who's the cycle breaker, who's a badass that I am, joyful and free. Yeah, a boundary at the soul level is choosing your truth over your story. So I chose, not perfect, not perfect, but better than. I chose connection. I chose joy. I chose to come back home to me, to my truth, to the moment, to what was real. And in that moment, everything shifted because I chose to shift. I didn't abandon myself in that moment. I just really asked myself, what do I really want right now? And so the rest of the evening, we were laughing, we were playing, we were connecting, we became light again. And it was a really beautiful time that we spent together. It felt like old times. So I want you to ask yourself, what becomes possible in your life when you choose connection over being right? Because this is what boundaries as love looks like in the soul. Not controlling the moment, not forcing others, but choosing who you're being, choosing what you're aligned with, choosing what you are available for, choosing joy and love, choosing to understand others over trying to be understood. I didn't choose from my past in that moment. I chose from the woman I am becoming. There was a moment at the wedding that I told you that I went to for my niece. My a family friend or a family member came up to me and told me that she sees me up here and she's down here, like up, like she has me up on this pedestal. Like I figured something out. Like I had my life all put together. She's like, I don't know how you do it, but I'm so impressed and inspired by you. And I was just like, wow. First of all, I allowed that to land. I received it. And I had a choice in that moment. I could have stayed in that. I could have just stayed in that and let her believe that yeah, I have it all figured out. I'm polished. My life is good. It's good. But that wasn't my truth. I'm not above anyone. So my boundary in that moment was to be honest, to tell my truth. And I told her, listen, I appreciate what you're saying. I go, but don't have me up here. We're here together. We're side by side, shoulder to shoulder. I still struggle. I still have fear. I still question myself. I still don't get it right. And I still have insecurities that get the best of me. My fear of being abandoned, not liked, not enough, too much. And she actually couldn't believe it. She was just like, no, no, that's not how you come off. I'm like, but that's my truth. The version that you see of me here on the podcast is the polished version of me that figured it out. But in the moments when I get triggered, those are the real moments. Those are the real moments. And if I don't know how to pause and choose from my truth, then I'm just repeating the pattern and the story that I proclaim and that I want to no longer live in, that I want to overcome and let go of. People don't need your perfection, they need your truth. It gives them permission not to be perfect because there's no such thing as perfection. Because the truth is, we're not different, her and I, and you and I. We're all learning. We're all healing. We're all hurting. We're all learning how to choose again and again and again. And the moment that we tell the truth, the moment that we're honest, the moment we peel back the veil, we dissolve the distance between us. And I think, I forget who says it, but comparison is a joy killer. Comparing yourself to others is a joy killer. It robs you of your joy. It robs you of your power, of your greatness, of your uniqueness, of your wholeness. Everyone's on their path. Everyone is on their own unique path. And when I stopped comparing myself to others is when I actually gave myself an opportunity to be here, to choose, to surround myself with people who are in the work, to surround myself with people who hold me high. So where in your life are you still hiding behind an image instead of actually standing in your truth? Because that's power. A lot of people talk about vulnerability being a weakness, but I would beg to differ and say vulnerability is courage. It's a strength. It's a superpower. And this is what boundaries as love at the soul level looks like. Choosing truth over image or perfection, and choosing connection over protection of that image or story, or controlling the narrative. And then choosing who you're becoming instead of who you've always been, who you've been rehearsing all these years. So who are you becoming? Because it's choosing in this space is where you build self-trust. It's where you regain your self-love. And it's where remembrance lives. I'm not here to tell you that you need to change who you are. I'm not here to tell you to reinvent yourself. I'm just choosing you to remember. I'm asking you to choose to remember who you've always been, who you are at the soul level core of your being, why you were created in the first place. Because as long as I'm choosing from my truth, I cannot make a wrong choice. If I'm choosing from my truth, I can go no wrong. I can do no wrong. So take a breath with me. Having the longer exhale really helps settle your body and your nervous system, telling you you're safer in this moment. Who am I choosing to be right now? That's the question. Who am I choosing to be right now? And that's the question I want to leave you with. Because every moment, every opportunity is an opportunity for you to choose from your truth, from the woman you're becoming, from the life that you've been longing for, from that vision of your dreams that has been sitting on your mind or in the back burner for a long time, for too long, if I speak for myself, for too long. So today, when life lifes, because it's going to life, and there are things out there triggering you, try to understand where the other person's coming from. If somebody cuts you off, send them a blessing instead of getting mad. Maybe they're rushing to the hospital. Maybe they have to go to the bathroom really badly. Maybe they're running late for that important court appearance for child custody. You don't know what people are going through. People have lives too. And I don't think people intend to really be mean. I think they're just maybe, possibly reacting from that story. So when you can have grace and forgiveness in your heart for yourself and for others, that is where connection, love, and transformation resides. So I ask you today, what version of you are you choosing from? If this conversation sparked something within you, if you felt seen, heard, or maybe not even alone, please share this content, subscribe, and stay connected with us. Because when you do, when you share it with a sister that needs the reminder that she's not alone, that healing is possible for her, you help bring more love and connection and wholeness to the world. So keep rising, sisters. Keep shining. Keep coming home because you matter exactly as you are. You're enough. And remember, you're not late. You're not behind. You're right on time. Because coming home to you is not a destination. It's a devotion. I am your soul sis, Margarita Rose. I'll see you next week for the Trinity of Truth at the same time in the same Spark channel, Tuesdays at 10 a.m. Pacific time. I hope to see you there. Be well.